What's up, Ohio? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Broulis Beat Report. I am your host, Nick Broulis. The Broulis Beat Report is brought to you by Cafe 80s. If you still love that 80s music, especially like what I do, you really need to check out a Cafe 80s show. There's 3 ways to track Cafe 80s. Get on Facebook and type in Cafe 80s, or you can go to their website at thecafe80s.net. Get that Bands in Town app downloaded to your smartphone and go to the track button and hit Cafe 80s. You'll get emails letting you know when they're out of town near you. Well, we're going to talk about a little bit about the Indians here real quick. And the big question on everybody's mind right now is simply this. Are the Cleveland Indians buyers or are they sellers right now? Well, here's the thing. They're still 10 games back of the Minnesota Twins in the AL Central. A lot of people out there are already saying that they're done. They're not even worried about the AL Central right now. The Indians should just worry about the wild card. I, however, am not. I still don't think, and you can call me crazy for this if you would like to. I've been called worse by better people. Here's the thing. The 10 games back seems like a mountain right now. I, for one, do not feel that the Minnesota Twins are going to be able to keep up with this pace, whether it's their pitching or their hitting. Now, don't get me wrong. They have a great lineup. They have a lot of good hitters in that lineup. So, I could be proven wrong as the season goes on with their hitting. Their pitching, however, when I talked about the Indians and winning the division before the season even started, I said that I didn't think the Twins had the pitching staff to be able to do a great job this year. So far, they've proved me wrong. But I just don't think that this pitching is going to be able to keep up with the Twins. To me, they're just pitching out of their minds right now. And I just don't think they'll be able to keep it up. Now, when it comes to wild card, you look at the teams like the Red Sox and the Rangers and a couple other teams, they're in the mix with the Indians. Then you start to think down the road and think, okay, we still need to get some better hitting. The Indians don't have good hitters in their lineup right now. Some guys are starting to play better and they're starting to hit the ball better. But you look at the wild card situation and you look at that one-game playoff. You start to factor in the pitching. Do the Indians have the pitching staff that you really feel comfortable going into a one game? You know, there's a lot of news out there on if is Kluber going to be able to come back off the injured list in middle of August, late August. So then do you factor in throwing him in there in a one-game playoff? Do the Indians still have Trevor Bauer after the July 31st trade deadline? If you still have him, do you throw him in there for the one-game playoff? Clevenger returns against the Texas Rangers. Do you throw him in the one-game playoff? But then, getting back to the hitting, do you trust that the Indians are going to be able to have the players and the hitters in their lineup to go up against a team that will probably have better hitting than what you are? Because after all, I believe they're still the 30th ranked offense, if not the 29th ranked offense in the league. Okay? So there's a lot of variables when it comes to that one-game playoff. And if you lose that one-game playoff, the guys that you may not have coming back next year, are you going to make some serious big-time decisions next offseason? So, you factor in, do you just start planning for next year already and you sell these players away, such as a Trevor Bauer, maybe a Corey Kluber? I mean, the problem with that is he's still injured, so you're not going to be able to do that probably. Okay, we already know that but Francisco Lindor. What are they going to do with him? Do they trade him now or do they wait till next year? So there's a lot of things, but in terms of my thoughts on the wild card and whether the Indians should trade away players or should they buy, I still think it's too early. I think you wait a little bit. I still think they need to bring Bobby Bradley up. And I'm not sure what they want to do with some of these other guys. Jason Kipnis will be in the final year of his contract next year, I believe. I don't know. It's tough. It really is tough. I'm leaning right now towards the fact that the Indians should probably be sellers. I don't think they have enough offense to go into a one-game playoff and trust that they'll be able to average, not average, but score 5 to 6 runs against whoever they play in that one-game playoff. Now, I want to give you guys a quick, a power rankings here real quick, brought to you by ESPN. The Dodgers are at 1, followed by the Astros at 2. Twins are still at 3. That's a pretty obvious one. Tampa Bay, number 4, very impressive. Yankees, all those injuries, they got some guys coming back. They're at number 5, followed by the Braves. Let me just say something about the Braves real quick. If they can shore up that bullpen, look out. They could be a very dangerous team come playoff time. Number 7, Chicago Cubs. 8, the Red Sox. Number 9, Milwaukee Brewers. If you'd have asked me using the top 10 of the power rankings, I would not have said the Milwaukee Brewers before I looked at this. And number 10, the Philadelphia Phillies. Very, very interesting there. So, again, right now I'm still leaning towards the Indians being sellers, but again, they had a good homestand with the Minnesota Twins coming in town last week. They took that series, followed by the Yankees, and then they split with the Reds. So then they went up to Detroit and they swept the Tigers. Big test for them as they play against Texas, starting up a 4-game series down there. So again, a lot of it has to depend on what goes on here. But as of right now, I'm going to go with them being sellers. I want to thank all of you for tuning in here on the Broulis Report. My name is Nick Broulis. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Broulis Report. That's B as in boy, Roulis. Thank you for watching and have a good one, everybody.